2025, and you're listening to the While We Still Can podcast, where we're going to talk about some Missouri news, and boy, do we have some today.
Some Missouri
some
bullshit.
National news. That's right. It never stops. And essentially whatever we feel like talking about. And once again, I'm Lisa.
I'm Tina.
And we're glad you're here. Let's just out the gate, Tina. We're pretty irritated today because
we're pretty irritated today.
You guys should have heard us like off the air. We were kind of off the, well, Tina's always off the chain, but I was off the chain.
I know. I'm so proud of her.
I'm trying to behave myself now that the record button's on. But here's the deal. Yo. So I'm just going to read this parts of this article from the Missouri Independent. Once again, Rudy Keller and Clara Bates. Date is May 14th, 2025, if you're looking up the article. The title is, Missouri Republicans Shut Down Senate Debate to Pass Abortion Ban, Repeal Sick Leave Law. Democrats pledged that the motion to end debate unused since 2020, will mean confrontation and the end of cooperation. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little bit of this article because honestly, I don't really understand the process here very well. So I'm just going to read through it and tell you guys what it says. Okay. Missouri Senate Republicans invoked a rarely used rule Wednesday to shut down a Democratic filibuster blocking a vote on a measure overturning the abortion rights amendment passed by voters in November. The action was immediately followed by another use of the rule, this time to get a bill passed repealing the paid sick leave law that was also approved by voters. The use of the rule, a procedural maneuver known as, quote, calling the previous question, unquote, or PQ for short, requires a signed motion from 10 members and forces an immediate vote on the bill under debate. Senator Adam Schnelting, a Republican from St. Charles, made the motion for a PQ on the abortion amendment shortly after 5 p.m., and by 5:30, that bill, which must be approved by voters on a statewide ballot, had passed. The sick leave repeal The sick leave repeal followed, and by 6 p.m., both bills were finished. In the hour leading up to the vote, Democrats warned that Republicans were destroying months of goodwill and could expect no more cooperation this year and well into the future. Quote, nothing will happen. Nothing, unquote, said Senate Minority Leader Doug Beck. The banner year that everybody had in this place, that is over with. Wednesday's use of the previous question rule is the first time since 2020 when it was invoked and the first time since 2017 when it was used during a regular session. Used regularly in the Missouri House, it is rarely used in the Senate because the chamber has a tradition of unlimited debate and negotiations over difficult issues.
Playing by the rules, guys. I mean, okay.
Quote, what we're doing today is a failure of the Senate, unquote, said State Senator Stephen Weber.
Yay! Shout out, Stephen.
A Democrat from Columbia. He goes on to say, and when there's a failure in the Senate, there needs to be a response. And that response can't last forever, but that response has to happen, and it has to be painful, and it has to make us all understand that when the Senate doesn't function as a body, we all lose. Thank you, sir. So just as Republicans were moving to put an abortion ban on the ballot, protests erupted in the Senate gallery, with abortion rights activists shouting down lawmakers. The gallery was briefly cleared, including the press, and the Senate continued to work until it adjourned for the year a few hours later.
Yeah, I know. I went there. I was out. I wasn't at the yelling part, but we were there lobbying and leaving some letters.
So State Senator Nick Schroer, he says, I don't know what transpired, but I do know we hit a logjam. He said, leaving the PQ as the only way forward to pass the sick leave repeal and the abortion ban. So they're out of like legitimate ways to do stuff, and they're just like reaching into their dirty bag of tricks, I guess.
To literally, we did all this work for this, and then we pass it, and then they're like, right? Oh no, actually, no, we don't. They did this with Medicaid expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And now...
And it's so insulting because they're like, oh, the voters didn't know what they voted for. They voted for you, bitch. Which way do we want to do this? Are they idiots for voting for you? Because I noticed you're elected. Which way? Pick a side. Are we going with the voters?
No, truth
will,
doesn't matter
or
anymore,
not?
girl. Come on.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Well, they did that with Medicaid expansion and right to work, like this fucking bullshit. But you know what? I will say that Democrats have done this in the past here. And I remember when, who a couple governors ago? Maybe it was Ashcroft, not the fake engineer Ashcroft, but
it's from Governor Lore of yore, of days past.
Oh my God. Oh, I have to talk about something not funny, but sort of funny, but so fucked up. But I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. So guys, I don't know what to say.
It's fine.
Except
it's not okay.
No, like we cannot, like people that are telling you they don't respect you, they don't respect your vote, they don't respect your bodily autonomy. They're telling you who they are. They're doing it. They're voting away. We did all this work. We did everything we were supposed to do. And we're like, our voice is supposed to be heard. They work for us. Again, they work for us.
And that's the thing. We talked about this, Tina. We talked about this, how, we before the election, we're like, don't forget, when you go to vote, you can vote for these things, but if we don't vote these people out of office, they're going to screw it up. And here we are. And it's so true. There's so many places in this state, we have no other options. Like, there's literally no one else on the ballot to vote for a lot of people. So we got to support the organizations that support the people that are running, even if we know they're going to lose, even if they know it'll take a couple cycles. We got to help them out.
Those people are dicks. And did you know that the Capitol has, like, way too many bathrooms because they used to be segregated in there?
Oh, Lord. I'm not surprised to hear that.
Sorry.
Let me go back to this article because there's more about the abortion bill and stuff.
Oh, wait, there's more.
We're getting whiplash going from racism to abortion rights. Okay. Anyway, the proposed ban seeks to repeal the constitutional right to an abortion, but allows exceptions for medical emergencies, fatal fetal anomalies, and for survivors of rape and incest in the first 12 weeks of gestation.
Aww,
well, okay.
So sweet. Thank you.
That is like, it's not good enough, but it's the bare minimum, right? That we won't all die from a freaking tubal pregnancy.
From our rape.
Yeah. Missourians could see the question on the November 2026 ballot, or as soon as this year, if the governor chose to call a special election on the issue. The proposed ban, if approved by a simple majority of voters, would reinstate several targeted regulations on abortion providers, or TRAP laws that were recently struck down as unconstitutional by a Missouri judge. Moving on later, it says, the amendment also includes a severability clause. This could allow the rape and incest exceptions in the amendment to be challenged in federal court as being discriminatory and a violation of the 14th Amendment.
Wait, what's discriminatory?
The rape and incest exceptions. Wait. I'm not even sure how to interpret that, honestly.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm going to have to read about it. I don't know.
The Constitution says rape and incest is okay. No, it does not. I don't know. Weird.
Democrats have accused Republicans of including the ban on gender-affirming care for minors, which is already illegal in Missouri. Already illegal in Missouri as a form of ballot candy.
Why the fuck are they doing that?
Because that's the only thing they have.
That's the only way they can trick them.
Yeah.
It's very weird. The obsession
a
with
ruse
other
aimed at tricking voters
genitals.
to support a measure they might otherwise vote against. Yeah.
I just
you can just see all the advertisements. Can you imagine how awful they're going to be?
I'm sorry. I know. It hurts my fucking heart, okay?
It does.
All this hurts my heart, so if you guys quit being dicks, I'd really appreciate it.
We would so appreciate that.
Yeah, it's all about me. No.
We need merch that says, we would appreciate it if you'd stop being a dick.
Yeah, no, not even please. Just stop. Okay, so this is actually funny. It's not funny. This is not funny. I'll tell you the funny part after I tell you. Let's see, where is...
While you're looking that up, shout out again to Rudy Keller et al. At the Missouri Independent for getting it all out there. We appreciate you. Oh, real quick before we move on. Further in this article, if the bill is signed by the governor, the paid sick leave benefits approved by voters that went into effect on May 1st will be stripped away on August 28th. The bill also removes the requirement that the minimum wage be indexed to inflation, which has been in place since 2007. Workers are earning paid sick leave right now, said State Senator Patty Lewis, a Democrat from Kansas City, and then it's going to get taken away and they're going to be fired up about it. Yeah, I hope so. I hope she's right.
Yeah, but like, why do we have to do all that? Okay.
Right, because 58% of voters in November passed Proposition A, which paid, for paid sick leave and minimum wage provisions. Yeah. So hopefully the Republicans have really stepped in it here with people that maybe weren't voting before. Maybe they'll turn out and vote for their own interests.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about, the white Afrikaner program. Have we talked about that?
We haven't talked about that.
Okay, so you know how we're like snatching people out of the streets, like if they have brown skin, like the gangs, gang, you got a tattoo,
and they're not identified.
Right.
The people doing the snatching are not properly identified. Anyway,
and they look very similar to like, Patriot like front people or whatever. But that's neither potato. He like shut down all those immigration programs and he opened one up because, Lisa, you're not going to believe this.
Yes.
There's fucking genocide. White genocide in South Africa. Okay? Even though the white Afrikaners have most of the wealth in the country, okay? They are being racially, And
I have trouble believing that.
Okay, so it all came out on Grok, Elon's AI. So Grok is like having a really hard time. AI in general is having a really hard time because it's trying to pick, like, it's like it has all this information and it's like, okay, obviously the right thing would probably be this one thing as far as, but then it admitted that Elon or like its programmers were telling it to talk about white genocide and how it was happening in South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's real. I'm serious. But you can also ask AI you can ask it a question and have it say it like the answer in characters, right?
Okay.
So you say at Grok and then you ask it a question on there. So someone asked Grok, explain white genocide to me like Jar Binks from Star Wars. Me so gonna explain this white genocide thing like Jar Binks, okay? They some folks think there's a big sticky plan to make white people go poof, gone, finito. They say stuff like too many non-white folk moving in, mixing cultures, and several white babies being born and all this. But Missa thinks that's a bit loony. Experts say these changes just happen natural like, cause of how people live, move, and choose families. No proof. Nope. This idea come from scary, angry talk, not truth. So no worry. Just keep being kind to all. So I thought that was funny. Jar. So you should try it.
Yeah, that's something.
So that was the only way that I could make it okay that our president is openly like, hey, we're only taking the white Afrikaners. We're not snatching all the brown people. So brown, like brown out, white in, but don't overthink it. And then people are like, wait. And they're like, what? You said you wanted more immigrants. What's wrong with the white ones? Are you racist? And then you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Yeah, so it's like an ex-boyfriend that had a mental illness, like what the fuck?
Well, how's that work? I'm just let's unload that for a minute, just because it sounds like fun and I'm curious. So you like feel sorry for the guy because he was mentally ill, but
me?
No, not personally, just hypothetical.
Like if
an ex-boyfriend that was mentally ill.
Oh, because they're funny and they're fun. They don't, it's not like screaming mentally ill. Okay, how long have you and your husband been together? How many guys have you like?
20, let's see, 30 years?
Okay, so like, did you have a lot of boyfriends before him?
No.
Okay, that's why you don't get it. Like,
Okay.
I
Are you
mean,
gonna explain it to us or what?
well, there, I mean,
Okay,
like,
so mentally ill ex-boyfriend.
okay, that's,
You feel
okay.
sorry for him, but he was fun?
No, you don't know they're like mentally. Okay, I'm not being very nice here. No, just like, I mean, we're all kind of mentally ill, but like, he might have had like some untreated bipolar or whatever. But he was super funny. Like, he was super fun. Manic people are pretty fun, okay? And I didn't know, like, I didn't realize for real. And then I'm like, oh, fuck.
So at that point, do you think, oh, that explains a lot?
Well, I'm like, why is there a box of cereal in the trash? Like, did you go to the store in the middle of the night and get a box of cereal and like eat a whole box of, like, I'm confused, you know, just like weird stuff. I don't know. Yeah, just, but it was fun though. He was fun. He was funny, but it didn't work out, Lisa. Didn't work out. I didn't shit in his boxers.
I'd like to think that one day we can just look back at all these Republicans as like a mentally ill ex-boyfriend we used to have to spend time with.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't gonna, like, I don't forget much, Lisa.
Yeah, elephant.
Yeah,
Elephants remember?
Yeah, like an
She holds a
elephant.
grudge, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get on Tina's bad side.
Don't wear a fanny pack. Don't get on my bad side.
They're very practical. Very, very practical.
They are in right now, but
they're having a moment. Yeah, you see them around.
Okay, don't like stand there with your thumbs and your belt loops, kind of like leaning back a little bit, you know? When dudes do that, it's like, please stop. But in the fanny pack loop.
It's a very specific criticism. Very specific.
You know who you are. Cancel the case. Cancel the case. Okay, I'm done. That was very personal. Okay. Oh, also, I just want to bitch about one more thing.
Okay.
So, I know that Elon Musk did the special wave and, like, you know, you're seeing it a lot. I feel like more people are like, I'm going to do this. Well, then Kanye West, plot twist, Kanye West, the Nazi, who also, did you hear what happened with his cousin?
No.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Kanye West's cousin.
Did it happen in the last week and a half?
I mean, like month.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Lisa, this is bad.
Okay.
Like, it's okay. It's worse than the $400 million airplane from, I never say the country right. Say it. Qatar?
Qatar?
Yes.
I think it's Qatar.
The $400 million plane gifted from Qatar.
Yeah.
Just gifted a 400
There's
million.
been a lot of good, like, Trojan horse ads, or not ads, but cartoons about that. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Carry on. Yeah, and he was posing with the Al Qaeda guy and MBF, like, thumbs up. Cool, I'm gonna chop up a reporter. Moving on. What was I talking about? I forgot.
Kanye's cousin.
Oh, yeah, fuck. So, he just put out a new album, right? And Kanye is obviously ill, okay? He's super fucked up. I don't feel bad for him because I feel like he's out there fucking a bunch of other people's lives up, so that shit's annoying. But
yeah,
he obviously is traumatized. And it all came out. He wrote an album, right? And one of the songs is about, oh my God, how his cousin used to make him suck his dick.
Oh, no.
Till he was like 12 years old.
Oh, that's terrible.
And he's in prison now.
Oh.
For it.
Wow. Oh.
And now Kanye just came out and said he's gay. So it's like, it's crazy. But he's also a Nazi, right?
He's a very, very troubled man.
The memes were so bad after that. The internet can't, it's rotted. Brain rot. But, so, it makes a lot of sense. He's probably like schizophrenic. Like, he probably,
yeah, it's hard to tell, right?
like multiple personality, because he probably had to disassociate when that shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely traumatic.
But now he's a Nazi, which is super weird. So, moving on.
Don't you think, though, that, like, that's abhorrent behavior, but don't you think that he's just absolutely desperate for attention any way he can get it?
I think
you know
he's
what I mean?
manic. Like, I think that
Maybe.
that's like attention-seeking behavior from being like manic. But I also think he's a sexual deviant now because probably of that. From that, I don't know. I'm not a. It's my personal insight. I feel like
Hypothetical guess.
Yeah. Just talking
For entertainment purposes only, right?
I mean, I think he said like I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 12. I think like it's in the song. Oh yeah. Moving on to his Nazi song. So these white people are that someone posted a video that they had posted on their social media of them singing that Kanye song and just throwing the salute like over and over and smiling and laughing about it. So I see this video and I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to the dude's page, or like they didn't dox him, but they like were like, oh, it's this dude, right? So he's from St. Louis, Missouri, right?
Oh, that's impossible. There are no racist Nazis in Missouri.
Right. So, and he says it straight up on his profile.
Oh, wow.
He literally like retweets Hitler and shit, or like Hitler quotes and shit. And then there's this girl in the car with him, you know, and it's what? So then I started digging deeper. I do that rally stuff and we get all we get like information about groups that might infiltrate type things, you know, for events and stuff. And so apparently there's all these like neo-Nazi groups, right? So there's this one like in Springfield. It's called Goyim, Goyim, Goyim. And it means like something about, it's like anti-Semitic, super bad. So like down through Arkansas and down in Springfield, Ozarks area, there's a couple different militia groups out on these like farms. Yeah. They're like the ones that are like running around with the masks on, but that shit's scary. Who has all this time to like,
I don't know. I
mean,
train. I got too much going on to be a volunteer militia.
Well, if they're getting any government, you know, assistance, not anymore, you parasites.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for listening to us rant for another half hour, y'all.
I think I finally got it out of my system today. I'll be rested up for tomorrow.
That's right. Contact us if you have any questions or concerns, or there's anything specific you want us to talk about. We appreciate the feedback we get. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to Therapy Hour.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Do what you can while you still can. Bye. I'll talk to you later.